All right, folks, welcome back to another fast ride at CCN. And by popular demand, I have a stellar star brother named Jonah, who's all over the planet, just sharing the love, I call it, bring forth truth at the speed of light, because the poop has got out the elephant, Jonah. It's really exciting because the wake-up call is upon us, and people are really waking up at the speed of light on a whole different level. So I'm blessed to have you back by popular demand, because I want to cover some issues today because they think we're the issue. And it's ironic. Here, matter of fact, let me share this with you. I pulled this up off of Title 5, and it's talking about the birth certificate. I just wanted to cover this. It's called Minimum Standards for Birth Certificates. This came out December 17, 2004, and it's talking about definition in this section, enacting this note and repealing provisions set out as a note below. The term birth certificate means a certificate of birth for an individual, regardless of where born, who is a citizen or a national of the United States at birth and whose birth is registered in the United States. Then it talks about that it is issued by a federal, state, or local government agency or authorized custodian of records and produced from birth records maintained by such agency or custodian of record. And it says B is an authenticated copy issued by a federal, state, or local government agency or authorized custodian of record of an original certificate of birth issued by such agency or custodian of record. And then it goes on, just a little second here. In general, beginning 2 years after this promulgation of minimum standards under paragraph 3, no federal agency may accept a birth certificate for any official purpose unless the certificate conforms to such standards. Now, let me tell you what they did to me, bro. I got to go back to those folks over at Vital Stats. See, because I had a birth certificate with the bond, on the bond paper, it's on security paper. Well, they sent me 3 plain white copies, so I got to go fix that now because they sent me. I actually got 2.5 years ago the birth certificate with the nice borders on it. It says no company, the red digits. Well, they sent me the wrong one, so I got to get up with Vital Check and go fix that problem. So this is where people need a little clarity, because most people, we talk about the certificate of live birth or whatever, and in Connecticut they don't call it a COLB, but it's the one with mommy and daddy on it. It shows the date, the birth.
Right. You know what it is by the information that's on it, because they're calling it birth certificate. They're calling it certificate of live birth. They're calling it all types of things to confuse us.
Yes.
They've changed it.
Yep. Manipulation, because they know we found them out, Jonah. They know this game is coming to an end. I posted you a beautiful link from Anna von Reitz. She did an incredible breakdown of how this whole construct got put into place and the hypothecation. She covers everything I've been covering for years and you've been knowing about. And so I just posted her link far and wide today for the planet. Right. So digest it's all flim flam. I mean, it's a bait and switch under a.
That's exactly what it is, a bait and switch.
Anyways,
they've tricked us into becoming sureties for this fictitious entity, and then hold us responsible for whatever nonsense they get this fictitious entity into.
Yep.
And the only way to actually come out of it is to proclaim that you're the owner of it, and I don't want y'all messing with it no more.
Yep.
And it's very important. Like someone had gotten a transcript and created a transcript of my January 1st show of 2014, and they handed it off to Jack Smith and Gene Keaton, and now they're doing classes on my transcripts of what I'm teaching. So I thought that was funny. I'm like, wow, so it's really taking off. But I mean, the real issue is we're going into court and we're not seen as the real party of interest. We're seen as someone who's leasing the straw man from them. And you got to change position. You're not a debtor leasing that name. You are the creditor, the creator, the owner of that name, and everyone else is leasing it.
Yep.
So you got to reverse it back to the way it was supposed to be. But it all really comes down to contracts. I think the problem is most people, they think they know what a contract is, but they really don't.
Right.
All of this is contract law. And I'm going to express what I mean a little bit more.
Okay.
I'll give you an example, like what does a contract mean? Most people that look it up will tell you that it means agreement between between two or more parties, right?
Right.
Now, here's the issue. The issue is we have not signed anything. What has happened is, by operation of law, we've acting like we're signed and agreed to this fiction. We have acted and signed like we agree that they are our masters and we are slaves. But in all actuality, we've never signed any contracts for that.
Right.
You know, and in all actuality, they can't do a contract with a baby.
Right.
You know, he has no legal capacity to do any contract. But at the same time, to get out of it, you're going to have to sign contracts. Now, let me tell you the contracts that we're supposed to be signing. The Constitution is an offer for them to be your public officer, your trustees, your servant. Now, it's been a billion Supreme Court cases where it said you're not a party to the Constitution. You're not a party to the Constitution because you never signed it and said, yo, I agree, I accept this offer. Right? Now, what people have taught was people are going into court and they're accepting it verbally. But the maximum law says if it wasn't written, it never happened. So what I'm trying to express to people is that Constitution, them states' constitutions, rest of them constitutions is a contract, to offer the contract with you, and it is the trust indenture. It tells what the trustees can do and what they can't do. So you're going to have to actually get a certified copy of that and accept it. Accept that you are a public officer and a servant, and you are amendable to me, exactly what that contract says, right?
Yep.
Now, there go your signature. There go your signature when you do that, right? Now, they already did their signature. Their signature is called their oath of office. Now you have to put the whole contract together, enter it into the evidence, and now once you entered it into evidence, you have to tell them, take judicial notice of this Constitution, take mandatory judicial notice of this oath. And now the only thing they can talk about is that contract, because we're talking contract law. Now, I'll give you an example, a foreclosure. When you're dealing with a foreclosure, what you have been doing is putting in affidavits and stuff like that. Well, an unsupported affidavit is called hearsay. Right. Without facts to back it up. Anything that can be proven must be proven. So what the lawyer does in the foreclosure, he brings in a contract. The contract that he brings in has your signature agreeing that you would make the payments. Right. Right? He brings in an affidavit that says that you have not made the payments per the contract. So when you get to court, the only thing they're talking about is the contract, and you don't know it. Right. Now, the only way to beat that unlawful contract, that unconstitutional contract, that unconscionable contract is to go back to the original contract, which is the contract that they operate under, which is the Constitution. They weren't supposed to give you a contract like that in the first place. Not only that, their contract under the National Currency Act says that their banks can't own property in the first place. Right. So we really gonna have to really understand the contracts. And this is what I'm really trying to get people to understand about the birth certificate. The birth certificate is the original contract. And the original contract was done in fraud because a baby can't enter a contract. Would that be considered original sin, maybe? Yes.
Just fit. It just
And
fit
you
my
never broke it up and said, I'm not a part of it. How you treating me like I am? So it got to do with enforcing contracts. Most of us is in a bad contract that we never even signed.
Yep. Well, because Mama gave us over at birth, and
That's the key. She can't. She can't. That's the key. You know, that's what I'm trying to show people is written inside this Constitution. It says the only one that can give consent is the person affected thereby. That means I'm affected by these laws myself. They need me to consent. Now, here's the trick that they do. When we're in court, when they sentence you, they make you sign paperwork. So they got you signing, giving consent after the fact.
Right.
To have a valid contract, you got to get me to sign it before the fact. And then if I break the rules of the contract, then you can get me. They're not supposed to make me sign after. No,
there's no full disclosure because I didn't know what I'm making myself a party to. It's just like signing for a driver's license.
Exactly. Now, I'd say to people all the time, how could the driver's license be valid if the social's not valid because the birth certificate's not valid?
Interesting.
This is how I got on the do not detain list, because I found their proof that it was not valid. Then I went and got their proof, certified, authenticated. I signed and accepted this, and then I entered it into them and said, now do what you're supposed to do and follow this indenture and take me out of it.
Beautiful.
You know, so it's all about proving it. See, we could say anything. It's all hearsay. Yep. Evidence is based on both parties agreeing. That becomes a stipulation. A stipulation in law is a fact. So I need them to agree this is theirs. And then I'm going to agree that I agree with it with my signature on it. Now, leave me the hell alone.
That's called tightening up all the loose ends and closing all the doors.
Right. But it all starts on the original contract, the birth certificate. I'm not going to discuss a driver's license. I'm not going to discuss a social security. You know what I mean? None of that matters. Right. What matters is how'd you get the original contract? Yo, you got to go back to wherever the problem started. That's how you end it.
Yep, at the county that they hatched me over at.
Right. Your problem is with the county. Your problem is not with the federal government. They didn't do it unless you was born in Washington, unless you were born in overseas on a base, a government base. Then you have to deal with them. But all of us, we weren't born in Washington. That's not our jurisdiction. That's the jurisdiction they want us to believe we're in.
Yes.
I'm not a citizen of the US, never was. And I'm really not a citizen of the state, but they act like we are.
Right.
I didn't sign up for that.
And we didn't remove the presumption.
It's all about removing the presumptions with facts.
Yep.
Facts that they got, not what you say, because it's hearsay. Right. When you got it and it's in writing and it got their seal on it, it's a fact.
Yep.
So that's what we got to understand, the difference between the facts and what contracts. Like everyone's, they really want to discharge. How many of us actually went and got a certified copy of Public Law 48, Stat 110 through 112? Y'all know it as HJR 192.
Right.
Now, if you want them to pay, you need to have that in your reservoir to use as evidence that says you can give them any instrument and it pays it. Because that's what it says. And you have to use, and now, every corporation CEO took an oath to the Constitution. He gave up his charter to his corporation to do business in the state, which means he's an officer of the public, just like the judge, the governor, the sheriff. He's just like them. He has an oath to the Constitution. So you have to say, basically, I intend to sue your ass if you don't discharge this, because your oath says you have to accept lawful money. I gave you a lawful instrument because it says on it, redeeming lawful money. That's not fiat. That's lawful. Lawful pays for stuff. Fiat discharges. So when we're using Federal Reserve notes every day, all we're really doing is discharging. But everyone's saying like you're paying when you're giving Federal Reserve notes. But I tell you, all you got to do is Google lawful money, go into Investopedia, and they will tell you you don't pay for nothing with Federal Reserve notes. The only way you can buy something is with lawful money. Now, the problem is we have been given lawful money many a times. The coins are lawful money. Any note or instrument created by the Treasury is lawful money. Now, we don't know. When we got our tax returns, that was lawful money. We converted it into fiat because we did something called a blank endorsement. That's what you just signed. UCC tells you ain't supposed to just sign. You're supposed to do restrictive endorsements. So when I put redeem and lawful money, I just restricted where they could go cash it. I just restricted them. They're not able to do fractional reserve banking. Now, when they do fractional reserve banking, that's how you get the public debt. That's how you get able to be taxed, because now that they multiplied it by 10, you owe money on the money that you created and was made. They never gave the money to you, but you just multiplied it by 10. That's called income.
What a game. I mean, this is the best tricks is for kids hour. I mean, this is that Anna Von writes, I sent you her link. You're going to want to read as she nails this thing to the cross.
Right.
And we're going back home. I mean,
we're coming together. We're all starting to really understand this whole game and putting all the pieces together, and we're getting remedy now.
Yep. Yeah. And when you come over here to Colorado, I got some beautiful things to share with you. The pieces of the puzzle that it's going to blow your mind, brother. I'm going to share the love because this is what we do. Anyways, for our, nobody should be an indentured slave their entire life. Nobody should be a damn bond slave. So this is why we have these conversations. This is what we're trying to do on the planet, folks. So we want to help you fix it. You can always fix a mistake.
Yes. Now, the only thing I have to do is warn people that this ain't for everyone, and everyone's not going to get out. The reason why is we need workers.
Yep.
We need garbage men. We need judges. We need cops. We need, although I'm leery on the whole cop thing. We need garbage men, UPS. We need all these things, and they're only going to let the people out that's actively seeking this and becoming the leader. This is for leaders and leaders of leaders, and the followers, they're going to get left behind. They're going to stay working. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be treated bad. See, every time I create a business and I have workers, I treat them very, very well. Yep. I'm not the spoiled kid that's always been rich and treat everyone like dirt. We have to learn how to live by that golden rule, treat others as we want to be treated. See, the ruling people have forgotten that. They have started treating everyone bad, and they don't care how everyone else is treated. And they don't care about your life at all. This is why we got all this poison around us, whether it's the music, television, whether it's the food, the medicine, everything they're trying to poison, because they don't want you to live, but they want to live. You know what I mean? So they're not living by the golden rule. And that's the biggest problem with the controlling people.
Yep. Well, they think somebody died and left them God. So,
right. Well, you know what the Pope says. He is God on earth, and he's the vicar, and he controls everything that God gave everyone. Who died and made you boss?
Well,
Jesus died and made him boss. I ain't never read that, and I don't feel that Jesus would do no crap like that. He never claimed to be boss while he was here.
Right. Well, if people just see, and this is why, we got what we got because of multiple generations sitting back and letting somebody else be their damn daddy.
Exactly. They are literally the kids of the controlling people. That's called parents patrias.
Yes, 1920. I think that was 1923 or 21. I know. I have it around my link. I forgot the date, but yeah, parents patriae. That means, hey, it's just like Jonah. It's just like I have a 4-page thing on the birth certificate and it shows you all under parents patriae and how they diverted you over here into a foreign citizen trust, and everything's considered abandoned property. So they're going to act as your fiduciary on your behalf and run your business for you. They're running your business.
And then they got you listed as what is it called? You were adopted by them,
right?
And boom. So now, of course, if you're adopted by someone, who's ever taken care of you has full custody and controls all your assets. Yep. That's what that birth certificate represents. Now, the funny thing is the county is listed as a 508.
Really?
Yes, corporate soul. So you become, the birth certificate is corpus to that corporate soul. You're under their corporate soul. So it's under the Vatican through that way. That's why I did the show yesterday on the 501c3 and the 508. And let me tell you this, every time you do any type of corporation, when you take it up to the Secretary of State, guess what that is? A corporate soul. They got you registered as property under their corporations, religious corporations. That's why when you go to Nevada and all that, you look up United States, it's listed as a religious for-profit corporation.
Wow.
Yeah, they got us by the balls on the religion.
Well, hey, Curtis has nailed this to the cross on this the construct of the religiosity, which is binding up most of the planet because everybody wants to argue with each other. They don't want to go in the right spirit, the right heart, and they're giving over their consent to that false construct, which gets everybody divided. And so everybody's warring with each other.
Exactly. Well, like I said, I mean, I got an analogy. Here go analogy. In Colorado, weed is legal.
Yes.
Okay. New York, weed is illegal. Now, me and you going down the road, we're going to go do a seminar in, let's say, Florida. Weed is illegal in Florida.
Yep.
Now, we got a bunch of weed in the car. We get pulled over. We getting in trouble, right?
No, I got this, brother. It ain't weed. It's my property. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just saying how publicly how they gonna be looking at it, right? So publicly, what's gonna happen is I'm sitting in jail. They let you out on your own recognizance.
Recognizance, yep.
Right? They let you out on your own recognizance. Now I'm still sitting in jail. I had to post a crazy big bond, right? Yep. And I finally get out. Now, if I'm not educated on what's going on in the law, I'm going to say, see, that's some racist shit. We both were caught with the same shit in the same car. He get out with no bail. I had to bail out. Now, they're going to let you go. You're not going to get no probation or nothing. They're going to nail my ass to the cross, right? Now, what's going to be said? Racist, right? Racism ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's right.
What happened is your straw man is viewed under the laws of where it was created. So being that your straw man's from Colorado, where it's not against the law to have weed, they let you go, even though we got caught in Florida. Now, for me, I got the book thrown on me because I'm from New York, where it's illegal. Now, they purposely do it that way. So me and you are arguing over racism.
No kidding. Wow, that's incredible, brother. Because so just with a blanket charge, because the state you are in doesn't have it ruled as a so-called legal, you get buttoned up, even though you're in a different. Wow, that's incredible.
Yes. You're going to go free on that charge no matter where you are, because your corporation, that entity was created where it could have weed. It has a different status. I'm from a place where it can't have weed, so I got to pay for that.
Well,
that's the type of things we're calling racist.
Yeah, I came through the Connecticut front door, so I don't think it's illegal in Connecticut either.
Right. So then both of us would go down for it. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on where the entity is from. What laws is they call that home rule. That's called the home rule law. And it's written inside Federal Rules of Procedure, Rule 17. It tells you that.
Well, now that we're leaving, or Elvis is leaving the building, I guess I wouldn't have any application whatsoever since the title's been taken care of and put to bed.
See, now the title has been taken care of, but I always said this, we're going to have to step to the clergy. The clergy is the register of deeds down at the county, or you want to call them the comptroller. I'm reading all about my county's charter, and he has several hats, right? And you have to challenge him on who's the owner, because he has legal title. So in this legal system, he considered the owner. Now, when you do what I teach with the birth certificate, you have lawful ownership.
Right.
And you have to go there and shut him down. It's just like, someone who's been adopted has to go to his
adopted parents.
Yes. And challenge them for emancipation to get all his proceeds. We got to do that. There's no way you're going to get total control without you doing that, because he still has veto power.
Wow. Well, that's why we got to come back home age of majority, huh?
Yes.
I'm no longer a child. Children do what children do, and adults, once you become age of accountability or age of majority.
Right.
Wow.
I'm a grown man. I don't want you controlling me and telling me what to do and telling me what to do with my inheritance that God gave me.
Yep.
We all got a certain amount of land that was given by the Creator, and they have all this land sitting in trust, and the trust is called America. That's where the land is sitting, and the trustees for that land mass called America is the United States Corporation.
Right.
Trustees. This is why you also got to whip out these constitutions and prove you got my stuff. I want my stuff back.
Yep.
And you have to give it back, because once I turned it private, you can't control private things.
Right.
Control public things. Public things belong to the kids that were adopted.
Yep.
I don't want you to be my adopted parent. First of all, I ain't no damn kid.
Yep.
Kid is a goat, a baby goat.
Yeah, right. Right. Or no, better yet, they call you. Look at when they get people in court, they call them. Now you did this, you did that. Well, you is a sheep. So I guess they're making
they use terms that's dealing with chattel, cattle, cattle. Switch to chattel. Chattel mean you. Human, animal.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The chattel property. Yeah. Everybody's. That's why they can get your warehouse receipt and put you in the warehouse. Yeah.
Which is the birth certificate, the slave bond. You know. Listen, I try to tell people this. Money is a tool to steal your labor.
Yep.
To steal your labor, to make you a slave. So they give you a piece of paper and you give up your labor. But you're not getting labor for labor. You're really supposed to get labor for labor.
Yep. It's not equal. It's not an equal exchange. That's why we got to align on the planet so we're good as gold. So when we exchange our energies, if I exchange energy to help you do something, then you exchange energy back. You don't give me ferns. You give me your energy.
What we're doing right now is equivalent exchange. This is how it's meant to be, right? But they created some people that was lazy and didn't want to give labor, created this system of money. And now I'm going to give you money, an IOU on labor. So you give me your labor now, and I just give you that.
Well, isn't it ironic? Mommy was in labor. She put some labor forward to bring us
then they came in and took the product
They took the human resource.
Right. Stole the labor, created a slave, never gave mommy anything of any value. So this is why they got this account called that account on the county level called the CAFR accounts, because that's where they're keeping record of the amount of gold and silver that they really owe you. And they have to do that or else they are in sin.
Right.
They got it there waiting for you. You don't go get it. They've done nothing wrong.
That's right. So not shame on you if you didn't know. So this is where we're bringing this forward. Yeah.
And that's unconscionable, man. That's just wrong.
It's dirty tricks, brother. This is the dirtiest, scummiest, because they did it with bad intent. See, so that bad intent now is.
That's what I'm saying. It was done on bad intent. It was done. That's not the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. That's what's wrong. That's what's.
I mean, we shouldn't even have to jump through all these bullshit hoops, but I guess we're going to.
Exactly.
Fraud.
Why I got to do all this? It didn't take you all this to put me in it.
Yep. Fraud vitiates all contracts, technically, because there was never full disclosure ever on any of these issues.
And this is why I said you got to expose the fraud with their own paperwork and then take it to the person who claims he's your parent down on the county, and you get rid of the total fraud in the system after that. A lot of people, they're actually trying to run up to Washington or deal with the DTC to do it. And I'm like, listen, that's another corporation that's perpetuating the fraud, because what they're giving you is a privilege.
Yep.
When they give you access to those things, it comes with a privilege. If you get the black card, it's a privilege. They turned it on. They can turn it off whenever they want. I'm not interested in no privilege. I'm not a kid. Give me all of what's mine. Don't tell me you're going to give me a portion and then give me rules on how to handle my portion.
Look what's happening. Look what's happening in Australia right now. You talk about oppressive dictates. Over there now, this Jody, you can't make this crap up. Over there, they if you don't get our poisonous shots, we're taking away your privileges and benefits. They're actually and they're going to pull this shit in USA Inc. next. So you know what, folks?
That's what Obamacare is. And anyone that's on that system, woe on you. And anyone that can be forced to be put on that system because you're seen as a public entity, individual, which is me, corporation. See, this is why you got to do the birth certificate and all that, so you're not public no more, so they can't force you to enter that stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's called freedom papers for a reason. It allows you to be free. All I want to do is be left alone.
There you go. Yeah, well, we're of the same mindset. We want to, we get to do these beautiful things on the planet. Brother, I'm aligned with some of the best and the brightest who actually really get what we're doing and I got people in the hemp textiles industry, people who grow hemp for dense nutrition here in Colorado. I got it with him yesterday and today. So I'm aligning with all the right people because, if you're at the King's buffet table, you got to eat whatever he's serving. So,
exactly.
It's another reason why we're leaving, and we're going to go live life on purpose and do.
This is why I just purchased a new home, and I told everyone, this is why I'm planting fruit trees in my yard. It's beautiful. Number one, it's the landscape. It goes with the neighborhood, but it's going to feed me and my family. In the back is the vegetable garden. We're going to have to now, listen, you don't have to stop your lifestyle, but you're going to have to change it. Why have these trees in your yard that's not feeding you when you can actually put a tree in your yard that's going to feed you and you're getting organic? Because I try to tell people the way you eat dictates how you think.
Yep.
The information is transformed from the sun into the food. And if you're not eating the proper food, you're probably not going to be able to think correctly. So we definitely going to have to change up our ways of the way we were taught on nutrition, as well as the way we think about everything else. We're really going to have to get it in our mind that we were lied to about everything.
Yep.
I mean, the perfect example would be just your solar system. I mean, I went to a university They didn't teach me about the universe. I went to elementary school. They did not teach me about the elements when I was in elementary, but they gave us lies about the universe. What's the biggest lie they tell you? The biggest lie that they tell you is that the earth revolves around the sun. It's not true. How could it be true if we've never seen the backside of the sun?
Right.
That means the earth is following the sun. We're caught in the sun's orbit. Now, another thing is the moon circles around the earth, but it does not revolve. It does not spin. The moon does not spin. That's why we don't see the backside of the moon, because it doesn't spin. It's just following and revolving around the earth. Now, the earth spins, but it's just following the sun. It's not revolving around the sun. Now, your common sense knows I'm right, but that ain't what they tell us. That's the biggest lie out there.
Yeah, well, Nasser Harriman actually did something on this, talking about how the Earth does follow, and it's all in the DNA construct.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
The sun spins throughout the cosmos like DNA. They're all making DNA strands the way the bodies of planets move, like your water goes down inside your drain. But they're not telling us that. They don't want us to be in harmony with the cosmos. They don't want us to be in harmony with the earth. The same way they tell you January 1st is the new year. That's the new year of the fiction. The Gregorian calendar, that is the fiction. That's the matrix. The earth's new year is March 21st. You can go back in the Bible and they'll tell you when the new year is. It's in March, right? Yeah. But they don't want us celebrating the solstice, but they do. Yep. They celebrate every solstice. That's how they stay in power and keep us ignorant. We're going to have to break the chains of their education. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Well, we're in the re-education process on the planet. That's why we have these portals to share this stuff. And it's like I say, Jonah, they've bamboozled us on so many different levels. For most people, that's why they go into cognitive dissonance. Their brains can't wrap around the fact they've been lied to on pretty much every issue in their life.
They cannot accept that everything we know is a lie. It's very hard to accept that. You got comfortable with it. You enjoyed the lie. I mean, it reminded me of the movie The Matrix. You got a whole bunch of people that's like Lucifer in The Matrix. He's like, I know it's not real, but I enjoy it. I want to be back in the Matrix.
Right. I'm unplugging from that damn thing. Yeah. Anyways, you know, it's been one hell of a ride, this planet. You know, I can't believe that we're here bringing it forward because we really get it, and we're not the crazy suckers on the planet. Everybody else is crazy. You know, I get things. And I understand sacred geometry, how the numbers work. It's
exactly.
all vibration and pitch, energies. They want to be talking about this, you know?
You know, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to tell the people that, yo, your body is mostly nothing. Everything on the planet, nothing's solid. Everything's moving.
Yep.
Everything got holes. It's more space in the between an atom than the atom mass itself.
Yep.
So it's a whole bunch of nothingness, or consciousness, or the creator is real.
Yep.
You know, and they don't want all those teachings out no more. That's called esoteric information, hidden information. And then they have people, anything we talk about is called esoteric. They have them thinking we devil worshipers.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you do a ritual or acknowledge the equinox, you are a devil worshiper because you're acknowledging it's time for you to change with the planet. You are a devil. And this is what they teach people.
Yep. That's why they got everybody in mourning in the morning, you know.
Exactly. And then have us telling us good death every day. Good morning, good death to you.
Yep.
And that's a spell the fervor keep people dead in their mind. Every time you say good morning to someone, they've trained us to dumb ourselves down.
Yeah. I try and say good day, you know.
I say greetings or good day. You can't go wrong saying good day.
Yeah.
Salutations. You know, they have them in the movies. They tell you what to say in the movies, but most people don't catch it. See, this is how they also get out of the karmic debt, because they still teach you proper stuff, but they bombard you with the bad stuff.
Right.
And then when they give you the good stuff, they got it in a movie that's supposed to be fiction. So most people like, oh, you getting that from that movie. That's just a movie. That's not real life.
Look at how they programmed them.
I look at it and I say it's masterful. I look at it and I say, man, they are really intelligent the way they did this thing. It's brilliant.
Yep.
It really is brilliant. They got the people enslaving themselves all day, every day.
Yep.
Including some of the teachers out there that's teaching this information.
Yeah. Well, I call it ecclesiastical black magic. But see, the vibration, they can't vibrate with us, bro. See, we're on the love vibration. And
we're already vibrating above that frequency, so they can't catch us, but they catch everyone else. And you're absolutely right. It is a vibration of love.
Yep. I mean, they chemtrail the crap out over here. I say, I just look at them and smile. I says, it ain't working, guys. It ain't working.
You know, they have to chemtrail the planet. The reason why is the sun, S-U-N, of righteousness is here, which means that we're getting all types of energies that we never was receiving before, because we're moving closer to the central suns of the solar system and the black holes of the solar systems. Our sun has an elliptical orbit around its sun, and now we're moving close. So now they have what they call it global warming. What's really happening is they told you we're getting more infrared, violet, ultraviolet. We're getting all these things. This is how we're getting what they call the indigo kids, because of different frequencies we're getting from the suns. So therefore, they're trying to block out the sun's rays to keep that to a minimum.
Reminds me of a song called Black Hole Sun that came out in the 90s.
You know, they put the information around us for those who can catch it. We raise our vibration, but most people don't catch it, you know.
Well, the vibration's up over on this side of the planet. Like I say, oh, brother.
Well, they knew it was going to happen here in America. Yep. This is why they made America the seat. And they're trying to slow the whole world down by using America to force democracy on everyone.
Yeah, right. 51% telling 49% what they're eating for supper tonight.
Right. The movement, the movement comes from here. Either the planet will be freed from here or enslaved from here. And personally, it's a saying that I was taught. The devil has a great plan, but Allah or God is the best of planners, which means God's way will always win. Yep. It's just like if you watch any of their daggone movies, hero, villain, the villain is much stronger, more cunning, got more money, but why is it always the hero that wins in every movie?
Because he's operating in the right heart and the right intent.
The frequency of love, God, they will always prevail.
I love it. Hey, brother, I got to go use, I drink this water. And so just carry on that. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I can't pee on my pants.
I know what you mean. People never realize how hard it is to talk, and then you got to go to the bathroom. You got other things that you got to do, and you got to keep it going.
You can't think straight when you're not thinking straight.
That is so true. But I mean, we really are part of this movement of changing the world. I like to believe that this movement is really the development of what we call the 144,000. Whether you're talking about the 144,000 in the physical form, the physical form, the religious form, the spiritual form, or the money form. The people who get this information down correctly will actually be rewarded all their money in their estate under Rule 144A of the actual security exchange. So they got it set up where the people that take on this information that will be the leaders will be the 144,000, which will bring peace back upon this earth again.
Yep.
With wisdom, with money, with intellect, with doing the golden rule.
Yes. You go live your life on purpose and share the love with the planet. This is how you blow it up with the love bomb. I talk about the love bomb all the time.
Right. And it's so important. It's really time for us to receive the frequency of love.
Yep.
And that comes from the cosmos. That comes from God, the creator. You know, whatever name you want to call it. I don't care if you call it Om, and that's an ancient Tibetan word for the creative force that created everything. That's cool. I'm deist. Deist means that I have no religion. I find the wisdom in every religion, and I show the love and religion and the wisdom and words from every religion, because that's what it was about.
Yep.
You know? Now, that kind of goes back to what they say the forefathers of this country did, who they were. They were deists, but they turned them all into Christians with closed minds. So I'm not talking about pure Christianity. That's totally different.
Right. You're talking
practice dogma Christianity.
Right, exactly. Word Christ consciousness is one thing.
Exactly.
The Christian construct was a binder to get everybody to fight. If you're not like us, well, geez, Jonah, it's like, people say, where are you from? I said, I'm from the same planet as you. So what's the deal,
They don't talk unity. They always talk separation.
Yes.
And that's what they did. The key was to all of this was divide and conquer. Yep. Divide and conquer, being what they call black, they have gotten us divided in subconscious groups, depending on your skin tone. One is better than the other, one is worse than the other. You know what I mean? And one thing I noticed is, the other so-called nationalities like white, there is no subgroups there. Listen, we got to stop all this separation.
Yep.
It is killing us.
Yes. And that's why we're coming together. I don't see color. I see heart. I see energy,
I see your frequency and your intentions. And that's who I deal with. I care less if you're from where I'm from.
Right.
I really don't. Now, I hope y'all don't hold this against me. I really don't care if you share the exact same blood as me. You're from the same family as me. If you don't think like me, guess what? I'm sorry. I see you as an enemy. You're perpetuating all this evilness on the planet by helping the system keep it running. Yep. I don't see you as my family. My family and friends are those who think like me.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Look at Jonah, they've done it on every level. They've done it in the medical construct, the military industrial complex, the medical industrial complex, I call it, the religious construct, the voting crap. They want you to give away your voice, but you have no voice. So guess what? You are now been separated from the wheat and the chaff.
Mob rule. Democracy is mob rule, and they give you the impression that you have a say-so in how it's run, but the truth is, no, you don't. You never did, because you don't know who the mob is.
Yeah.
When have you ever known a mob or the mob to be just and righteous?
Right. Because they're always going forward with conflicted hearts, conflicted souls, and they are like poison. They're like a poison pill. But you know what, Jonah? Let's talk about the vibration a little bit.
Okay.
I guarantee you, when they look in the mirror, I don't know what the hell they see him, but they're dead.
What kills me is when they're on their deathbed, that's when they start doing the good and start revealing stuff and all that, because it's eating up at them. But during their life, I think before they even hit their midlife age, they don't want to do it no more. They have to do it because it's a blood oath. They will die if they don't. Now, when they're on their deathbed, I believe what's happening is they don't have to fear death no more because it's inevitable. So then they do what they wanted to do in the first place. Tell the truth. I'm not with this. This is messed up. So they do what they can do before they die. And it's a shame. We need more than that. They say the only thing that evil needs to happen is for a good man to do nothing.
Yep.
And there's too many good people sitting back doing nothing.
Yeah, it's apathy, and it's anyways. But we're changing that. The vibration on the planet's coming up.
I see nothing but good. Truthfully, life is great. Everything is great. I wake up and smell the roses. Everything is wonderful. I got my family around me, beautiful family, 24/7. I'm able to love and teach them. I'm able to go around the planet and teach the people who don't know some of this information. Everything is beautiful.
Oh, it is. And we're looking forward to bring you to big sky country over here in Colorado, brother. These are open, huge mountains. I get to go out and get my vibration right in the mountains. And the path that I've chosen is whatever path I choose, because there's so many paths to walk, but I never get lost, and I always find my way back home. And we're talking miles up through these mountains. It's huge, massive. You'll get to see it up close and personal.
I know, real soon.
Oh goodness, it's a beautiful ride though. See, because the energies are here. I feel these. I don't know. Maybe it must be me, but I'm trying to rub off on the planet. And I bring my heart forward.
That's true. Listen, the hive mind, the 100 Monkeys syndrome, the overmind, the oversoul is real. As we wake up and feel the love vibration, it spreads and spreads and spreads into the whole world is that. Now, they've done the experiment. The experiment is called the 100 Monkeys syndrome, where they actually taught monkeys a certain thing and it spread it all over the world through the monkey. So they proved that they had a resonance frequency that they all thought on and shared. And even though they weren't physically there, they still received the same information. And it works with humans. This is why they have to get all of us to do crazy stuff. This is why they got the type of program they have in radio or in TV for all of us to think a certain way and think bad about one another. This is what they doing when they have a news program showing people, a few people acting barbaric makes them feel like the whole group is barbaric.
Yep. Well,
so,
that's they want to classify. Well, now look at the ones that don't have the right heart, brother. They almost like it when somebody gets in trouble. They got this sick, perverted, twisted mind.
They enjoy it. They enjoy it. They enjoy it. It's just like, and they teach us to try to enjoy it too. That's why they have shows like Jerry Springer, where someone has misery on not knowing who the parent is of their child and the fights and all that. They try to program us to love the drama and the beef, and we think it's funny. We sit back and laugh. Just like most comedy is based on, even comedy is programming. Most comedy is based on people getting hurt, and you laugh at them getting hurt.
Yeah. I take no solace in my brothers being in pain, or my sisters. And I see enough pain on this damn planet, and I'm going to do my part to fix it, because that's where love comes in, and I can change that. And this, I get to talk to people all over the planet. I share my heart all across the planet. It really is. It is so simple. Most people don't get it.
It's too simple. It's just like, when I came out and was revealing what I seen about the birth certificate, it was so simple. Most people did. It took a few years for people to understand what I was teaching about.
Yeah.
Now everyone like, oh, it's brilliant. I'm like, that ain't the way it began. No, everyone was calling me a damn fool because I was saying you could own it when everyone else was saying that's the government's. Act like it's not yours. Say it's not yours.
Yeah.
And so things change with time, and vibrations change, which makes it beautiful. I mean, even with all the things I've experienced where it was negative or positive, I enjoy the negative stuff better than the positive, because the negative stuff is what taught me and molded me on who I am.
Yep.
I could not be who I am today without the negativity that happened.
Right.
And
Well,
the negativity is the teacher.
you have to pull back the curtain, and you got to go look at the ugly side of this equation. You have to look at it, and this is how you get past it. Because if you don't see the ugly, how ugly it really is, you can't get to the beautiful side with bringing changing the love vibration. You know.
I ask people this question all the time: how would you know good if you never seen bad? You have to have something to judge it by.
Yep.
You need both sides of the equation. So now I understand the duality of yin and yang and how there's a little bit of each in both of them. And it's necessary.
Yes.
It's necessary.
I know. I always talk about my feminine sisters because I love them, but they're a part of me too. See, so we're equal though. I'm not out. See, look at that construct, making man superior to a woman.
Right. And how they do that? Through religion.
Yep.
Instead of recognizing, what does the universe say? The universe says that female energy and male energy, or positive energy and negative energy, is always equal. And that's the only way life can exist.
That's right.
So people don't want to talk about that because that goes against what? Religious precepts that they were taught.
Yeah, well, they've been, like I say, it's a successful programming. You know, I think I told you I was born and raised Roman Catholic. After about 13 years in that game, I knew something was amiss. And I was wondering why I had to go crawl in a box and give over my power to some guy who puts his feet on the same way as I do. I knew right from there, at 13 years old, that it was all wrong. And then I got effectively excommunicated, which was fine by me because I genuflecting, lighting votive candles, and praying to statues. I mean,
yes.
You know,
how am I supposed to live praying to dead people?
Right.
Just like, how are you supposed to live eating dead things?
Dead food, right? Let your medicine be your food be your medicine, brother. I've had some of the best and brightest on the planet. I got a video you'll want to watch with brother Troy from Living Herbal Pharmacy. He has got these beautiful alternative modalities that can fix pretty much any medical insanity that people's bodies are going through. And he shows in videos. He's a genius. I mean, but he's bringing the heart. He did a beautiful show, and then I had Ty Bollinger on, Mr. Alternative Cancer. These are people who are sharing the love because they know the food can fix the machine. And
listen, the thing that kills me about what you're saying is it was written in the Bible. They simply said the herbs of the field is for healing. And I always know anything that you can get that's untouched by man will heal you any disease.
Yep.
Like some people be like, just the weed. No, it ain't just the weed. It's any herb. Anything that's natural will heal you given enough time. Some things work quicker than others. You see what I'm saying? But all you need is God's herbs.
Let me share with you proof on that. Brother Tim had this like sebaceous cyst on his wrist.
Right.
He's had it for years. Well, we put some Indian oil, some healing oil on it, and you just we wrapped it up, and let it sit for a few days, and he's had it for years. And within 4 days, it's almost 100% gone now.
Yes. It's just like anyone that has big moles and skin ticks and stuff. All you do, you can put apple cider vinegar on it and cover it and do it for a week, and it's gone.
Yep. Yeah, I drink it. I drink my ACV all the time.
Right. You know, you can use arsenic clay and they'll take it away. You know, arsenic clay clean out all the cancer in your body and take out heavy metals.
Yeah, the Batenite clay, I think it's called. Is that the Batenite?
Yeah, arsenic. Well, it's a funny name. Right. We're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, it pulls all the toxins out of the body, which most people have because if they're living in this land of
you can't breathe without poisoning your body right now. You do know about what they did in Hiroshima and all that stuff with the spill. Come on. All of that happened in Japan is over here. We're breathing it in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what Brother Troy brings. He brings up alternatives with DMSO to protect your pituitary gland, so you don't absorb cesium 137. I mean,
Right.
so here's another solution on my planet, and I post that stuff far and wide from what he's bringing.
Exactly. There's so many remedies for what we call diseases. It's unreal, but we got to teach the people, because they have successfully taught the people that no, it's normal. Accept it and die.
Yeah, put your power over into the medical construct, and we'll be glad to give you some poisonous pills. And when those don't work, we'll give you some more poisonous pills until your machine is so out of whack, it can never get realigned. It can never get into right vibration because it's been poisoned. They're poisoning these vessels. 97% on the cancer scam. I mean, success rate of killing.
Man, I told people all they got to do, like in our community, so-called Black community, they're still trying to push that whole AIDS thing. And I said, all y'all got to do is Google AIDS hoax. The actual doctor that created the name AIDS will tell you it's not real. And AIDS itself is, they have it copyrighted.
Yeah.
Something natural copyrighted. Come on, man. You catch AIDS not from sex. You catch AIDS from their antibiotics and their food and everything. It's killing your immune system slowly. And the killer part is, you watch Batman Beyond, the movie, or Batman, I forget which one. It was Batman Return, Dark Knight. It's one of them. But anyway, the Joker did a combination in the food and the cosmetics that would make you wake up and have a big Joker smile, right? And you would have to take the combination for it to happen. I'm like, they were telling us what they were doing to us.
Yep. Well, I hope they wake up in Australia, because now they force compliance to poison them with this shot shit. Is really insane, because I understand it. Right. I have access to websites that prove everything I'm saying, like www.novaccine.com. And you go pull that up. It shows you all the poisons on the list and the adverse reactions that it will cause. So yes, they're hiding.
Man, they don't even hide it. I mean, look at TV here in America, and when they have any of these drugs, the side effects are worse than the disease that you had in the first place. So I'm just like, y'all don't hear that? But you know, the truth is that the masses don't hear it.
No.
This is why they when they stated it's lower than the rest of the commercial was, and they blurted out real fast. Most of the people can't hear it.
Right. Well, their brains go to sleep because their heart's gone to sleep, because their body's gone to sleep. Like I said, it's a mind, body, spirit paradigm. So if you're dead in the head and dead in the heart, then you're a dead vessel. You know, what do they call everybody? Decedents.
And why you think they gotta summon you to court? They gotta summon
you back from the dead. Yes. All lies.
Yes.
Oh, that's called ecclesiastical black magic at its finest. That's why the dress of the black.
The whole thing is based on black magic. They don't know that the very thing that the whole system uses against them is magic.
Yep.
And they use the words to implement it. And that's why they never told you the true meaning of most of the words. They only gave you one definition of the word, when most words have 5 different definitions or senses of the word.
Yeah, look at denomination. No men nation. No men without a nation. I mean, they're telling us right to our face. So if you give over this false construct of religiosity.
Now, how are you going to know your nation when they hid your history? They hid who your ancestors was, so you can't trace your family back to the biblical times and written in the Bible. They made sure they try to cut us off. Why? Because then you would know what landmass was yours. You see?
Yep.
They purposely set it up where you don't need nations no more. All you need to do is be up under this Pope, and we tell you what to do.
Yeah, well,
you be up under my covenant. Don't be up under the covenant that the Creator gave you.
Right. Well, look what they've done to our indigenous brothers and sisters across the damn planet. When Columbus came over, he killed 95% of them. Curtis covered that.
Man, still going on. You keep on talking about Australia. One of the main people they're going to use that against is the Aboriginals over there.
Yep.
You know, they already got most of the Aboriginals locked up, either on their welfare system with drugs and all types of diseases and all that, or locked up because they don't never want them to rise up and demand their land back.
Yeah. Well, too late. Like I say,
Greenland did it. They show people the way. More of that's going to happen around the world. Greenland is one of the richest nations on the planet now because they kicked out all them bankers and all that stuff and the Pope and all that out of their land.
Yeah, Iceland as well. Yeah, their bankers actually went to jail. That was, in America, though, the biggest crooks are the ones still walking on the streets, and they're corrupted this whole system for lucre. So they have no souls. They lost it. They lost their souls, bro. They've been bought and paid for.
Exactly. And it's just, man, we just gotta raise our frequency, open up, and boom, we doing it because the time is now. Listen, no matter how much chemtrails they put in the air, they cannot stop the SUN of righteousness, the Son of Righteousness. They cannot stop. They can't stop the seasons from changing.
That's right.
They're not in control. We think they're in control, but they're not. It's just the reality. And the minute that we all realize that, and by us having these conversations and us befriending one another and putting out this message, makes it go even quicker.
Yeah, well, and we can get real with each other. Oh, by the way, did Brother Johnny get it up with you?
Yeah, Brother John. Now, see, the problem was Brother Johnny was trying to order the whole catalog.
Oh.
Someone has hacked into jonahbey.com, and they have been diverting the payments to wherever. And the money's been coming out of people's accounts, but it ain't coming to me, and the order's not being made. So it's being diverted. So once I found out, I told them, don't order from there. Call me directly. I have the little cube, and I'll run it through the cube and get you your stuff. And now, the Australian company Zeltz, SELZ, they're working on it. They'll fix it and, get me my money back and all that. But it's to be expected. Truthfully, I think it's the letter boys that did that.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Brother, I mean, they listen. They love. Every time I make a phone call on this Magic Jack, brother, it doesn't go through the first time. It always goes through the second. I call them
because they got to set up to listen.
That's right. So me and my friend Michelle, we actually came up with this thing. Oh, the sandwich eater's got to set up shop.
Exactly.
They're listening to my shit.
The truth is, they're doing what they're supposed to do because in the art of war, it says you must know yourself and your enemy. So they must spy on their enemy. We are their enemy. Haven't we read the Trading with the Enemy Act?
Yep.
So they're going to do it. I know they're doing it, and I ain't got nothing to hide anyway. I know the Most High will protect me as long as I'm doing the right things.
Yep. Being true to your heart.
Exactly. So, I don't have a problem with it. But, yeah, that was the thing. My site has gotten hacked. We're working on fixing it, but we got a plan B. I had a plan B when I created the site. I just was like, if I ever need this cube, I will use it, but this is what I'm using,
That's called thinking outside the box.
And it's also the art of war. You got to think ahead. You got to fight the war all the way through. Before you start it, you got to know your moves, or it's just like chess. You got to think 10 steps ahead. I've already now, since this happened, I've already implemented and started having plan C, D, E, and F.
There you go. It's just like you can manifest whatever you want, but you better see it. A man without vision is lost.
Mm-hmm. So so we got to be prepared. Listen, Murphy Law is real. Anything that can happen will happen, and you got to be prepared. If you already know that's going to happen, why not make insurance for it? Right. That's called having a plan. See, a lot of people don't even understand the whole concept of insurance. Insurance is a plan in case shit happens.
Right.
But the only thing we see insurance is to give some anonymous company our money every damn month, and this company gives us nothing. Why do you need it? Why don't you make your own plan and put aside your own money to handle in case shit happens?
Yep.
Our ancestors used to call that the rainy day fund.
Yep.
Why don't we have rainy day funds anymore? Why? Because the government said, we'll do it for you.
Right.
That's what Social Security is. We'll do it for you.
Yep.
Now we're going to force you to get this insurance called insurance. And then now we're going to make you get Obamacare and all that because we know your kids and you can't take care of yourself and you're not responsible. So we'll do it for you and screw you the whole way because we're going to make you take poisons called inoculation shots. I didn't say it correctly. I'm tongue that, but you know, we're going to make you take these shots.
Yep.
That's going to kill you quicker. They supposed to be keeping you alive, but their insurance is going to kill you. Ironic.
Yes. Isn't it? Well, it's everything's inverse. It's always a 180. That's all you got to do. You want the truth. All you got to do is flip it over, and because everything they told you is a lie. Just like like the ISIS crap over there, and people get it's all smoke and mirrors. What was that in the East Coast? The Sandy Hook shit.
Right. I mean, even the new stuff now, where there are melanated young kids being killed by these cops, but not on the extent that they're showing us on the internet and on the news. They're trying to get a rise out of us to do something stupid so they can implement martial law and stuff like that. Listen, if they can't incite y'all to do it, they're going to try to incite us to do it so that they can bring more laws to take away more freedoms from the slaves. And I'm like, listen, the way to handle this is not by going in the streets with violence. The way to handle it is they told y'all the key to this. The key is the pen is mightier than the sword. We have to learn our pen game. We're going to have to learn how to write. They created all of this with the pen. Yep. It's the pen that's going to make it come out.
Yep. Isn't that ironic? Do you know what a medallion stamp is?
Yes.
Very interesting. We'll be, like I say, brother, we're gonna have some nice sharing to do when you get over here.
I was using a medallion stamp about 5 years ago. That's how I was discharging all my bills. All I had to do was put my stamp on it of my trust, and then they would take it into, and I would put it into the bank through the actual ATM, and then they would put the medallion stamp on it, and it made it ready for market to be traded as a security. And what happened was I had the TDA account and the TDA legacy account. And what would happen, either they would put the money in my account or they would send a check to the people I supposedly owed the debt to and give them the money, and it would discharge it.
Nice. Well,
but they changed that system once we started getting on to it and learning it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be taking you on a different ride when you get out here, brother. I'm going to be sharing some. Some magic. Since they use magic, I've got my own magic.
Right. Magic. Well, we got to counteract them with magic. We have to.
But we're using it for a good purpose, not nefarious reasons.
It's your intent. Your intent is godly. Your intent is not to harm. Your intent is to make it a better world. They're doing opposite.
Yep. So there's got to be a yin yang. There's got to be an opposite.
Now, they have to do what they're doing, and the problem has been we haven't been doing what we're supposed to do to counteract it.
Right. We all went to sleep, and but now that the consciousness shift is here, go figure. We got CCM here. Go figure. Consciousness Consumer Network, and they use the word consumer on purpose because that's what
isn't it all commerce?
Yes.
Yes. This whole system was set up for commerce.
Yep. So we just got to learn how to play the game. See, that's all. So we're redirecting energies so that we can play the game right, go back into the heart, and fix the problem.
Yes. And I'm enjoying the ride. You know, one thing about it is I'm a student of life, and being a student of life, I'm enjoying the lesson. So I'm loving life, enjoying the little complex things that happens in life. life and all that. It's great.
Yep.
He said straight up, we consume everything. We consume air, we consume food. But see, at the same time we're consuming, we're also giving life. See, we may breathe in oxygen, but we breathe out carbon dioxide. I didn't say that right. And guess what? The plants and the trees breathe that in. That's their oxygen per se. You know,
Yep.
So we are supposed to always give and take and give, but you got people that's just take, and that's the problem. It's not even no more.
Right.
We're out of balance.
Yeah.
So how I balance things out, I try to give. And a lot of people don't understand. This is why me and my family is so fortunate, because I'm giving so much that the universe is now paying me back.
Yeah. It's all on the wheel.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
Right.
We give the best of ourselves, and it comes back. It's part of because if you don't give it away, you can't keep it. But it's so simple. If you don't get, it's like the hearts. If you don't put your heart out there, it can never come back because you're being stingy.
If you can't give out love, how you expect to receive love? If you can't give out information, how you expect to receive proper information? Whatever you want, you must become that. And then once you become that, that's all you will have in your life. It's that simple. And that goes to what I mean, the golden rule. And every religion I've ever studied had the golden rule. Guess what? 90% of the people in that religion doesn't follow the golden rule, though. But it's in every religion.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you see it's the hypocrisy to the game. And I've seen it in lots of churches. I've been to a lot of churches, and then I woke up. Didn't want to give over my energies, my res anymore. But you'll have Sally and Joni talking about Lily, who just left the room, and their character assassinating her as she turns her back and walks away. And this goes on in the churches, all the churches. So this church construct is more, it's hypocritical. It's totally hypocritical.
It's meant to miseducate. That's just selfish. See, you got people that gives, man. There's a brother, we calculated how much money he gave to the church because he was going through a foreclosure, right? He gave the church $500,000 over the years. The church ain't helping him save his house or giving him the money to pay off his house. And his house is a quarter of $500,000, right?
Right.
And he thought he was righteous because he gave all them donations to church, but he used to pass up his fellow man that he knew was doing bad because he a vagabond on the street and wouldn't give him a dime.
Yeah, see, he was trying to buy pennies in heaven, but it doesn't work like that. See, because he didn't go forward with his good intent, Jonah. He should have been looking for an opportunity to share his heart with his brothers and sisters that were being affected. And when you know that you have a brother or sister, you can do something because it doesn't cost nothing to bring to love. If you don't, and you hold back, you selfish, needy, greedy sucker. You deserve nothing.
You are greedy, and you're going to breed greed into your life now because you are thinking about greed and manifesting greed. So it's going to come into your life. And a lot of people don't understand that. Now, when you're manifesting love for the brother and you're trying to do the golden rule, that's what you're going to manifest in your life. You become how you think. This is why they do so much to try to control how the masses think.
Yep.
And that's why I tell people we got to start turning away from the things that they use to program you. Now, I'm not saying to be a hermit, because once you get to a certain level, they can't program you no more anyway. So now you could start watching stuff and be a scientist when you're watching it. You can pull out the proper information, the good information, instead of absorbing the bad information. Because believe it or not, everything that comes on TV or on the radio got a good part and a bad part. But you're just tuned to hear the bad part. You got to tune yourself to get the good.
Right. It's part of the reprogramming of your own heart, our own spirit.
Exactly. Christ consciousness is part of about the Christ consciousness, man. I can't reiterate that enough, man. But, it's wonderful that so many people are talking about it in their own styles. So we're reaching so many people
Yep.
because we all have a unique way of expressing it. And that I can see that Christ consciousness is going everywhere.
It is.
And when I say Christ, I know the meaning of it, the Messiah, the messenger, and all that. And we're all being messengers of what? The good word, the golden rule, treat others properly.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's like I say, it's part of living life on purpose and bringing it forward. So, like I say, you have to get out, introspection's very, very hard for most people. Looking inside oneself, finding who they are,
Yes.
I've been like, I've never had a problem looking inside myself,
Right.
And this is why I get to shift and change, because I'm willing to actually break down my parts and say, okay, Peter, what can you do better? What can you do to be in a better vibration, a better heart? How are you going to live your life on purpose? And are you going to bring forward your true intent? And I've always been bringing forward my true intent, and now it's coming back in spades. It's beautiful when you give it away and it comes back.
Exactly. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing. And like I said, I'm enjoying the transformation from moving to negative stuff into the frequency of positive stuff. And it's really a beautiful thing. I mean, I can't even count how many people have actually expressed, oh, I heard about you from you being on Brother Peter's show. Oh man, the information. And I'm like, we can only spread this stuff together. We can't do it on our own, even though we all got our own stations and all that. I need your listeners. You need my listeners.
Yes.
We both need each other's messages and all that. It's the togetherness, it's the love that will fix it and bring about this consciousness called Christ consciousness.
Yes. Well, it's like when I came over to Yusuf's house last summer. It was the first time we sort of met a little bit, but not. I was on there, and then Brother Johnny was on there with me. But
right.
I need to go over to Yusuf's house and share the love, because we're all in this together. And I got the memo, and I'm so glad that he opened that door. I only did a couple shows, and that was fine. I want to intersperse with all my brothers and sisters on the planet. That's why I dealt with Brother Johnny from Ecuador, from QL.
Mm-hmm.
We're all.
Yeah, he's a beautiful brother too.
Yep. He's got a nice spirit. Johnny's got a big heart. But our poor Spanish-speaking brethren have really been conflicted in a whole different way. I mean, they've really been subservient on a whole different level with the construct that they've got them all off on.
Right. And that's why we all got to share what we figured out here to let them find out, so that they don't have to find out on their own. It takes so much time. We make it quicker and quicker for each continent to tear this fiction apart called the Matrix.
Yep. I haven't done a Johnny call since you and I did that one call with Johnny.
I ain't did one with him either. I've talked to him. I ain't did one with him,
Maybe I need to go over to QLP TV for my Spanish brothers. They'll have to get interpreters. I talk fast, but so do my Spanish brothers and sisters. They speak really fast too.
Yes, they do. And I plan on eventually learning their language so I can actually get the message across a little clearer to them. And I think it's necessary for us to learn each other's languages so that we can become better friends and understand each other better and all that,
Yes. Right, and then we don't get lost in translation, because we actually get the true intent of where they're coming from. I love hearing Spanish. I can, when I was in El Paso and all different Houston, I interspersed with my brown brothers. I've dug many a ditch with my brown brothers and sisters. And see, brother, I'm not better than nobody else. See, I put my back into it just like they do, because those some hard-working son of a gun,
Right.
Well,
y'all better than me, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I like to use my intellect more than my brawn.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm past that now. I just stay in shape. Yeah, no more climbing telephone poles. I did that for 10 years. That's a physical gig. Most guys didn't last 90 days. I did it for 10 years.
Wow. That's why you got them guns and proper food and all that.
I pull myself up them poles. And anyways, and watch out for that 3-phase hot, because God will reach out and touch you in a whole different way. And I've seen guys get their legs blown up.
Whoa.
You pay attention to your surroundings. See, that's called having clarity of thought. Yeah, you don't lift your metal wrenches up above your head because it's called the 6-foot rule. See, there are rules to everything. And
exactly.
that can reach out and grab you, and it'll come through, and it's going to find an exit.
Exactly.
And
exactly. And that's what people don't understand. Like a lot of the people don't want to follow rules. And I'm like, well, now you understand why the government made all these rules. Because of people like you. Everything has rules to it. Listen, you got to follow the universal rules. Now, you do not have to follow rules that's not going to harm no one. Right. Those are unnecessary rules. But when the rules are there to protect you or protect you from doing harm to another person, then you got to, say, yo, I don't want my brother hurt, so I will follow that rule. Like, I'm on do not detain list. I don't speed.
Right.
Why? I don't want to harm no one.
Yeah, that would be immature. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm getting away with something. See, that's what most people think.
Right. I don't drink and drive. Why? I don't want to harm no one. I don't want no one harming me, and I don't want to harm no one. So, believe it or not, I follow all the rules, even though technically I don't have to.
Right.
Because it's the right thing to do. I'm living under the golden rule, so I'm always going to do best by my fellow partners on this planet, because I don't want to violate you. I don't want you to violate me. I want us all to enjoy this experience and learn. Yeah. We're here to learn.
Yeah, it's funny because we talk about rules and stuff like that. Because in electronics, you have like Ohm's law. Go figure. OHMS apostrophe S Ohms. And look at brother, when you get your vibration right, Ohm, you're bringing the vibration up. Everything's vibration and pitch, brother. Like Tim and I were just watching something and it was showing how water works with energy, and people putting like a sand on a speaker and then watching it take on all these beautiful
spiritual geometric shapes and signs. Life is written inside every vibration, and the actual water or even the speaker will show you all the sacred geometry that the planet is built on.
Yep.
Existence is built on.
Yeah, but they don't want us looking at that. I read this really nice book. It talks about the tetrahedrons, the flower of life, all that stuff.
The flower of life, the Vitrus Pisces, and all that. Yes.
Yep. It's where my brain lives now.
And the killer part is it's all over the planet in every ancient spiritual site. Those things are written everywhere. And they have taken that stuff and spirited it away and hid it, the universal truth, from the masses. That's the type of information that the Roman Catholic Church is sitting on, not revealing. That was the information where you could develop your Christ consciousness, but they didn't want you to develop that no more. They wanted you to go through the Pope.
Yeah. Curtis covers this really good on the religiosity of this whole thing. Him and I were doing. Have you ever seen The Divine Proportion by chance?
I never got a chance to see it.
I'll send you The Divine Proportion. Brother Curtis is a stellar star traveler. He's not from this planet. We got the Vitruvian Man on the document with the Fibonacci sequence, and then we got the numbers 1.618, and how the seed of mommy, the seed of daddy and mommy, the ovum and the egg, how it came together. It's a 2-page document that will blow your mind. I'm going to send it to you. It's,
okay.
It's called The Divine Proportion. It falls in line with the golden ratio and all the Fibonacci sequence, 1.618. And
Fibonacci sequence is crucial.
It's some deep stuff, brother. I mean, when Curtis created that document a year and a half ago, I was like blown away. I says, wow, this is really deep, and I got it.
Right.
It's about, like I say, they don't want us looking at these constructs. They don't want us looking at the math and the vibration and the energies. And that's all this is. It's all perfect mathematical.
They don't want you. They want to compartmentalize everything. Their whole system is built on divide and conquer, which they call compartmentalize. If this information goes above your pay grade,
right,
is their mantra. You know what I mean? So no one knows. And here's the next saying: the left The right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. The left hand doesn't know. All that's compartmentalized. All of that is divide and conquer. Then they've done this magic in such a way that they've divided our brain. So therefore, most people are only using the right side of the brain. I tell people all the time, the difference between me is I use the left and the right side of my brain. I'm ambidextrous, so that's a lot of times that's why I could see stuff that they can't see or comprehend stuff greater than the normal person because I'm not divided. All my energies ain't divided. We got to be able to bring ourselves back together where we could think with one mind, one heart, one soul.
Exactly. It's third eye open. You know. And no wonder they use that's why no wonder they use fluoride across the planet to deaden your third eye.
Pineal gland, to shrink it and make it calcified, and they're doing all sorts of stuff where it doesn't matter because soon we're gonna get so much energy from this sun and the other suns that's in the universe that there will be more energy entering in your body than harmful energy. When you got more good than bad, you got to turn good. That's the frequency we're heading to.
Go figure. What's the name of that band? REM, Rapid Eye Movement. The REM. What's the frequency, Kenneth? They were talking about the frequency. They were trying to tell us something too.
Man, if you don't get to the REM sleep, you're not really sleeping yet because you're not receiving the information that you need to receive when you're in that frequency. You know, so I don't remember the exact number of the frequency, but I've studied it and it's a beautiful thing. And it's certain things that you could take to make sure you get into that type of sleep is, you know, chamomile tea and all that stuff. God gave us everything we need. All we have to do is start utilizing it.
Neem oil. Matter of fact, that's what brother.
Oh my God, I love that. He gonna kill me, Dr. Bombay.
Oh, okay.
He always tells people take the neem oil and put it right here on your nose, put it on your ears, and all your things, and all of that to make you get into REM sleep and sleep wonderful. Not to mention it cleans all types of toxins and all that and kills cancer cells and all that out of your system. So neem, I mix neem with moringa and I mix it with senna. Senna makes you dump. Right. Neem cleans you out, and moringa gives your body all the proper nutrients and minerals that it needs. It's a killer combination to really heal you. And if you're overweight, make you lose weight like no other. But it tastes disgusting when you put all through. But I noticed most of the stuff that's really good for us
tastes like shit.
Exactly. All the stuff that's bad for us tastes really good.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to balance that out.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like I say, it's like I told you, you're going to come over here and graze a little with Peter, but for the most part, I eat dense nutrition. I'm doing hummus, salads, and greens and whatever.
Right.
But every now and then, I can go out on a limb and I can do some chicken wings. I got some skills when it comes to cooking. I love to cook. I put my heart in it, brother. And it's
put your heart, your soul, and all that, and it translates into the food. And boy, it's good. Yes. I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait I'm gonna be fun. Yeah, I gotta pre-prep the 10 pounds before you.
Now you know I'm black. You better do this chicken right.
Oh yeah, dude, I got it.
I'm a black man. I'm a connoisseur of chicken.
And this white boy is too. I'm a chicken wing. If I can find it. Very good. Hey, see, I know a lot of people take that as a racist thing, and you know, it's never.
If you can't laugh at those stereotypes, who can? You know what I mean? I'm not offended by it that they say black people eat chicken. I do.
So and I like it. Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, hold on. When you go around the planet, you don't find no people that don't eat chicken. There's no spiritual book that says don't eat chicken. But hey, there's people that won't eat beef. There's people that won't eat pork. Almost every other thing they say don't eat. But chicken is universal. Yeah. But yet they said black people eat chicken, fried chicken. I don't really eat fried chicken that much. I eat boiled chicken, broiled, wingdings.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my favorite. So, but I don't have a problem. I like fried chicken too.
Yep.
It tastes good.
It depends on what oil they're putting it in. You use good
don't
oil.
give me canola oil. I don't want you to give me machinery oil that's made out of plastic. It's the same oil in my damn car. Don't be cooking my food with that.
Yeah,
please.
right. Exactly. Go figure. It's got the word "can" in it. That's half the word "cancer." It's cancer oil, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, it definitely is. I mean, did you know Canada was the one that found it and they sold it to America? It's banned in Canada for consumption.
Yup.
And they were using it for machinery. Jeez. America got a hand on it and used it for us to eat. They're really trying to, most of the things that they do on the planet to the people, they do to us here in America. You really got to ask yourself why. And I come to the conclusion that they know the 144,000 comes from here.
Yep. Hey, did you know margarine? Here, check this out. Margarine. Who'd have thought? They created it as a food stock for the turkeys. The turkeys wouldn't eat the crap, so they put it on the Americans and say,
it's a bunch of things they done like that. The animals won't touch it, but we eat it. Unbelievable.
Margarine's one molecule away from plastic. Did you know that?
Yeah, I would never, ever touch margarine. I tell people that I'm like, man, you tofu. If you are a so-called vegetarian, tofu is plastic.
Right.
Look at, I'm better off eating meat than that.
Yeah, ramen noodles. That's garbage. It's got plastic in it. I posted a link on ramen noodles the other day. Anyways, yes. They've created more ways to poison the masses. So until they become conscious and make a conscious decision to pull themselves out of this construct, they're going to keep doing and repeating the same things that's causing the duress.
Well, you know what they say? They call us useless eaters, the masses. And I hate to say this, but I can see where they're coming from.
Yep.
I really can. I mean, some of the people are so barbaric in everything that they do. I definitely see what they're saying, but at the same time, who are you to make the choice? It's my problem with it. Y'all shouldn't have the right to choose who y'all gonna say is useless eaters. Because I say most of the government is useless eaters as well.
Yeah, well, they're worthless eaters because they're even worse than useless eaters because they're actually doing bad things with bad intent on purpose.
Right. Like they could fix this all in a matter of no time by just teaching the people right. They have no desire. They living too good off of the ignorance. They have no desire to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's in the shift. The jig is up, brother. You're right. We've turned a corner. We have turned a corner on this planet, and people are going to start getting these memos, and they're going to say, "Wow, holy cow!" And then these guys are talking about bringing the love and sharing and stuff like that, and caring about their actual brothers and sisters on the planet, and that's where we're supposed to be living. Looks like you're getting a little diversion.
Oh, my wife walked in. I'm blowing her kisses.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother. Hey, we've been on this ride for an hour and 50 minutes. I thank you for coming in, brother Biggie. I'm gonna let you roll, brother, because I know you've got a million things to cover.
Well, thank you, brother. It's been a wonderful ride. See you in person real soon.
Yes.
No, let's do this again after the seminar that we're gonna have as we sit down. Thanks for all the CNN people for listening. Come check me out on High Frequency Radio. You can come check me out on Hindsight Blog Radio, and I'm on Blog Hindsight every Monday from 7 o'clock, and every Wednesday. I believe it's 7 o'clock too. At that time might change. I do an hour there. I'm trying to get people to come there for any of the questions. The newbies, they come and they can get their questions. It's almost like getting a free consultation.
Nice.
There. And High Frequency is where I drop all the big stuff that I find and just keep it moving. So thank y'all for listening out there. Thank you, Brother Peter, for having me on CNN Radio. I'll see y'all soon.
Yes, I love you, brother. Thank you very much. Brother Biggie, that's a wrap. Thank you very much. Catch everybody. We love you. We'll catch you on the rebound. Thank you.